Okay, so before I go on, I want to discuss whereabouts you normally hear about the law that I'm going to discuss, because you actually don't discuss it. This is the centre position. This is the stuff that we don't discuss because it's all agreed on. So for some of the law that I'm talking about, that's because it's institutions, it's the civil service, it's, you know, it's the filter that policy goes through before it gets to us, and we don't think about it, and policymakers don't, because those institutions function. And so this is the first time we've had to, in a long time, consider what those institutions do, and that's one aspect of it. But the other aspect of it that I'm discussing is because I'm actually discussing the state's legal responsibilities to its most vulnerable people who are subject to horrendous abuse and harm, and people who the state has agreed we have a responsibility to. Now, in the political press, as in The Guardian, the Daily Mail, there is current agreement on all these people. The Guardian decided long ago that these people were the undeserving. And so when they frame debates about the deserving versus the undeserving, who should audition to them for pity, all the people and the legislation and the responsibilities that I'm talking about are the undeserving. So all the people that I'm talking about are part of the baseline rule of law. Now, that's partially because of elite social closure, and partially we've never figured out how these systems work, so they don't know that you can't roll back this rule of law because it will just generate crisis. So partly it's about ignorance, but partly it's also about, I think once we've gone through these different rules of law, you will see who it is that the Guardian and the Labour Party have decided are the undeserving, and who it is that Corbyn's built a movement on the back of. So these things are all agreed. This is the debate between the deserving and the undeserving. We don't discuss this in political debate. It won't make it into the political press. These are the people that those people say should be invisible. But what we're now finding out is that you can't do that, because all that happens is when you try and erode the welfare state, you make this rule of law visible, and you make these systems visible, and show the tension between your own institution and that. Now, what's really, really important is the systems that I'm talking about, they don't shut down. They're not like factories. You know, it's not like there's a power cut. What happens is that these are systems that deal with constant needs from vulnerable people. And as output is stripped away from them, they just become harmful. And we end up with the situation that we've got with our benefit system and our local authorities, which is where the rule of law is not being met. And it's being undermined, and it's generating instability. And people are being harmed. And these are the people who we can't talk about because the Guardian decided long ago that these were the undeserving. So